Hariom, dear students. Today we are going to start English literature. Let's welcome back to the world of education. Hope you have enjoyed all these days. Yeah, holidays. So now let's get into our first lesson, the fun they had. In this lesson, we are going to get into the future world of education where totally the modern kind of education we are going to see. Coming to our own education system in India, we have different kinds of education systems from ancient period to the modern era. So now we are going to see totally the modern education system where no human teacher is available, and you can even see that there are different kinds of mechanical teachers and there is no scope of books and everything. As dear children, before getting into the lesson, especially this first part, we should have an idea about our educational system in India. So we have different kinds of education system from ancient time to the modern time. And in ancient time, we used to have gurukulas where the students of different backgrounds, like son of a king or a son of the normal common man, used to go to gurukula and they learn the things together, and the students of different ages also are mingled together, and in a common the guru used to teach the students. Apart from the all these things, in present education system we have different subjects and different teachers, but in olden days in gurukulas all the students of different ages, they live together and they learn together irrespective of the subject and irrespective of the age. Here that is the main point which we should definitely know here. And the students, they learn from guru not only by learning process or listening process, but they help the guru in everyday life by doing a regular chores of, like carrying out of mundane and also doing daily household chores, like regular how what a common man needs, like carrying water and helping the guru in his household chores and cleaning house. In this way, shishya or the student help guru in each and every aspect and do learn from those things. So this was a kind of an education system in our ancient times. And however, most of the scholars, they suggest that this kind of an education system, especially in gurukulas, will help the students to inculcate self-discipline among them, because they learn many things, like know how to clean utensils in their time and how to keep the surroundings clean. And in this way, kind of a self-discipline is inculcated within the students in this gurukula. So in this way we can say that gurukulas are one of the most best kind of education systems in our ancient system. And especially the most important thing in gurukulas is the guru, he doesn't take any money or any fee, like no in the modern age, like at present we are paying a fee to vidyalayas or the schools, but in olden days in gurukulas, this guru, they doesn't take any fee from the students or the shishyas who are studying with him. And the relationship between guru and shishya is considered as very sacred here. That means that the relationship is to be very holy relationship. In Telugu we can say like the most chala pavitramainatuvanti, isn't it? So that kind of a relationship used to be there between the guru and as well as the shishya in those days in gurukula. As children, if you see here, see in present education system, we need some equipments or some materials for the process of education, isn't it? Now at present we need books, pens and some kind of materials to continue our education process, isn't it? But in the olden days we don't have all these books or the textbooks or pens to write easily and to communicate to the next person what we intend to, isn't it? But in those days, in Gurukulas or earlier to that, if a person wanted to convey some message to the next generation or to the next people who lives in, they used to use this kind of a palm leaf scriptures. See here, you can easily see the picture of palm leaf scriptures where the people used to write on a palm leaves with a kind of a ink and a kind of a feathers, where they write and they dry it and preserve it safely for the usage of the next generations or the next people. So see, the difficult of the people in the olden days, and now it is easily accessible. Like let us say, if you want to convey or if you want to write something, you can easily write on a piece of a paper, isn't it? But in the olden days it was too tough, and coming to modern, it will be more what do we call advanced, that we'll discuss later. And here is a picture of the Gurukula. Here if you see, the guru is sitting and he is teaching the shishyas, and here you can see one student or one shishya who is doing a regular chores. In this way, in the olden days, the students, they assemble for different students of different ages assemble to guru, and he teaches the students of different ages and irrespective of subject. At present we have subjects like English, science, social, maths, different subjects teaching by different teachers. But in those days everything is being taught by a single teacher whom we are calling him as a guru. Hope you have got a proper idea about the Gurukulas or the ancient kind of an education system. So from that kind of an education system, if you see the present education system, there is a drastic change between the education system of a ancient time to the present time, isn't it? Whereas now we have students assembling in a different classes based on their age, and even different subjects are being dealt by different teachers, isn't it? Whereas in the ancient system, in the ancient education system, the students of different ages are just assembled together, and all the subjects or all the education is being handled by a single teacher, or whom we are calling him as a guru, isn't it? So if you just take the analysis of all these things, the scenario of the ancient education system is totally different from the present education system, isn't it, student? Yeah, hope you have understood it. And now, especially in this prose part, now we are going to discuss about the modern education system, which let us say after 20 years, how the education system is going to be. That is what we are going to see. At least now we have a human teachers in your regular classrooms where we teach and you do learn, and different subjects are dealt by different teachers, isn't it? But in future schools, how the things are going to be. So all these things we should have a look at. Just imagine, children, how future schools, because at present still, because of this pandemic of this coronavirus, we have a lockdown all over, and most of the education system has taken a new tweaks. That means many changes are being happened in education system, where I am now teaching to you in a online class, where regularly we used to meet in the regular classroom, and we used to have all the fun, and we used to have a different kind of a classroom, isn't it? So now the classroom, the platform of the classroom has been changed from classroom regular four-wall room to system, isn't it? Now we are going in an online class, isn't it? So this is a present change. Like now 1 year back, the classroom is totally different from the present classroom, isn't it? So now imagine how the classroom will be after 20 years. What a drastic change will be going to happen. So that is what we are going to discuss, and this was expected by the author like long ago, whose name is Isaac Asimov, isn't it? Now we are going to discuss about him. Hope you have understood, children, what is an ancient education system and present education system, how the recent changes have taken place, and now what will be the education system in future. As children, here is the author Isaac Asimov, and you can see his picture here. And he was an American writer and as well as a professor of biochemistry at Boston University of America, and he was known for his works of science fiction, where he had written many stories of his own imagination of about the science and how advancements of science will be there in future generations. Especially this prose part, you can see it was written long ago, and he expected how the classrooms of a future will be there, like how future generations are going to learn from mechanical teachers or online classes. What we are doing, it was expected long ago by Isaac Asimov. That was most important thing about him, and he was such a prolific writer that he had written more than 500 books and even estimated 90,000 letters and as well as the postcards. And coming to his famous books, the foundation was his famous book, and actually it was a series of books where he had written many stories, and he had got awards also for this series of a foundation. Hope you have understood about Isaac Asimov. He is most very famous author and as well as a professor of biochemistry. Yes, children, as we have discussed earlier, that this present story which we are going to see is totally set in the future, like how future schools will be and how future students will be. So future schools, especially the education system, will be, there won't be any books or any schools, there won't be any scope of schools or books. If you see here, the story we shall read is set in the future, when books and schools as we now know them will perhaps not exist. That means the books and schools will not be there in the future, but still the education process will be going on. Can you imagine, children, how the education will be continued without books and schools? Yeah, just think for a while and let us know how the education system will be without books and schools. Yeah, children, here coming to the next point, how will children study then? That is the greatest point here. The question, major question which we have to answer our own selves, isn't it? At present, teachers are there, schools are there, books are there. Still, the process of education system is a big burden to the students and as well as parents, isn't it? But in future, the education will be without books and without schools. Can it be? Yeah, definitely it can be. So there is a diagram in the next further lesson. I'll show you how the education system in future is going to be. And children, before getting into that, have you ever read words on the television or the screen? So this question is very common and familiar to us, because at this pandemic at this lockdown period, as all this education is going on online, especially even we are learning through online classes, we are very familiar with the words on the screens or the television, because we can see even the PDF copies of the textbooks. In the olden days, books in the sense we used to have a paper printed books where we had to open the books and read it. But nowadays, all the textbooks and even storybooks, scriptures and everything we can have in the form of a document, isn't it? There is no book of a printed paper even in future. So now we are discussing about the schools or the education just after 20 years. We have already discussed in the previous class, like how the education system in the ancient time was totally different from now. So the education system in future, that is after 20 years, will definitely be different from now. So we at present are very familiar with the PDF books, or you can call soft copy of the books, where there won't be any books of a printed paper, isn't it? Yeah, we are very familiar. So now let us see how the education system will be in the future. Like now, where there won't be any scope of books, any scope of schools. That means no books and no schools. Then how education is going to be in future? Hope you have followed it, children. Yes, children, we had a question like how the schools of a future will be without books and as well as schools. So here is the picture of the schools of a future. If you see here, a robotic teacher is there, and as well as a virtual classroom where a girl is sitting with a system, and here learning through the computers and a moving e-text on the screen. This is the picture of a schools of a future, where see the children will be learning from computers through online classes, where the robotic teachers will be explaining, and even they do write a test or examinations and do submit their homeworks in the form of a course to the system itself. So in this way the future classrooms will be. So if you see here, a boy is learning through the computers, and you can see moving e-text. In a regular textbook, if you take, just you can easily turn on the pages and can move to the next page and see the text on the page, where the text on the previous page will not be disappeared. But here if you see the moving text, you can't just go back to the previous page and see the text. So that is the disadvantage here, but there are many advantages also in the schools of a future. So hope you have understood the picture here. Here it is a picture of a virtual classroom, and moving of a e-text can be seen here on the screen, where the students read the textbooks, and here is a robotic teacher where she explains the content of each and every subject totally in a different way, and the student learning through the computers. So now let us get into the prose part here, dear children. Yes, children, this is the story about the two children by name Maggie and Tommy, and how they are discussing about the virtual classroom in which they were, and as well as about a book which was found by Tommy. Actually, both of them are brother and sister. So now let us get into the story, dear children. So Maggie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17 May 2157, she wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." Yes, children, see here, Maggie had written in her diary. She had a habit of writing diary every day, and in her diary she wrote that Tommy had found a real book. That was really a very interesting thing for these kids, because they never had seen a real book in their life. So that was totally different experience and totally new experience to the both the children here. And she had written, if you have carefully observed here, she had written a diary dating 17th May 2157. That means here, if you observe, children, in which year it is written? 2157, and at present we are in 2020. That means this is the story almost in future, like after 130 years. Already I have discussed with you that now in this prose part we are going to discuss about the education system in future. That means after nearly 130 or 150 years, how the education is going to be. That is what we are going to discuss. So once if you have the clear idea about it, you can clearly imagine and even understand the story, because now already we have discussed that how our ancestral education system, that is ancient education system where gurukulas were there, and how the education was going on, and how different kinds of different age groups were used to sit together, and even there was no proper equipment to read and write, isn't it? They used to write on a palm leaf scriptures. So all these things we have discussed, isn't it? So that was the ancient education system, am I right? But now we are going to discuss about the education system in future, that too after nearly 130 or 50 years. So have a clear idea, children. Now we are going to discuss about the future schools, isn't it? So here in the story, Tommy, a brother of Maggie, he had found a real book, isn't it? And the book is very old book, and it seems like, no, the book looks, it's as if it's an old book. The moment Maggie had seen the book, she just recollected the words of her own grandfather, what once he said to her, that when he was a boy, that means when grandfather, he himself was a boy, his grandfather told him that he had a time when all the stories were printed on the paper, like the books were there and the letters were printed and they used to read, whereas Maggie and even Maggie's grandfather had never seen such kind of a real books which we are seeing at present. Okay, children, hope you have got it. Now see, further let us get into the further story. So they, when they have found the book, they have just taken it into the hand and they started turning the pages one by one. When they turned the pages, they were very yellow and crinkly in the sense they were very tough and almost, you know, very hard. The moment you turn it, it was just like, no, about to tear. Okay, so the papers were very yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read the words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on the screen, you know. And here if you see, actually Maggie and Tommy had a habit of reading the books on the computer screen, where the words, they themselves move very quickly, and here their eye have to catch, they have to catch the words and they should read it. And now it seems very funny for them to read the books, and especially to read the words which were still, they are on the page itself, they are not moving, there is no mobility on the words. So that seemed very funny to the kids, because but for us, if you see, it seems to be very funny when the words are moving on the screen. We just say, hey, look at the screen, the words are running, the letters are moving, so it seems very funny for us. But here, after 150 years, to Maggie and Tommy, when they had found this book, okay, it seemed very funny that the letters were fixed on the book, and they seemed, it's just like, no, kind of a funny thing. Oh, look at the words, they're fixed, they're not moving like how they are moving on our computer screen. And in that way they started, and moreover they started reading, and moreover when they turned back to the page before, and it had the same words what they are having previously for the first time. See, just know, if you take a book here, see, here is a book. When you turn it, now what will happen? The words will not change when you turn back. The same words will be there, and there is no funny in that for us, because we have got a habit of reading the books. But to them, when they are reading something on this paper, and when turned back, and for them it was totally shocked that, yeah, the same words are there. How could it be possible? Because on e-books or on computer screen, if they turn back, there's some kind of a new things might be there. So this real book was really a wonderful thing for both of them, where the letters are not at all scrolling on the computer screen, and when they turn back the pages of when they turn back the previous pages or the next pages, the text what they had seen earlier was the same, isn't it? So these things were very funny things, and as well as unknown thing. How that can that be possible where the letters are stick to page? That was the real question to them. So we children, try to understand, we are discussing about the scenario of education system after 150 years. If you just put that in your mind, you can clearly understand, or else everything seems to be somewhat sarcastic to you. So imagine we are discussing about the education system after 150 years, where Maggie had found a book, and they found it very funny because the letters are sticked on the paper, and even the previous papers were the same, having the same text what they had seen earlier. Hope children you have understood it. Now let's move to the next paragraph. Yeah. Gee, said Tommy, what a waste. When you're through with the book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. Same with mine, said Maggie. She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. So here, when Maggie was having a look at the book, Tommy said, hey, what are you doing? What a waste of time. Why are you just having a look at that? I thought that you will just throw it away, because there were many television books, many books on the television screen. That is, here you can think it as a monitor of computer, where a million books were arranged, and they were of a many books were there which we can read for plenty purposes. That is what here Tommy's intention. So he's saying that there are many books on the television screen, so why don't you go through it, and why are you with this book? And Maggie said that yes, it's same with me, but she was as 11 years old. Maggie was 11 years old, and she was younger than Tommy, where Tommy was 13 years old. She didn't see those many telebooks what here Tommy had seen, as Tommy was 13 years boy, and coming to his own subject, the content will be more. So he had seen many telebooks on the television screen, or you can say monitor of the computer, where this Maggie didn't see those many telebooks. And then she started asking Tommy, where did you find this book? Because that was really a wonderful thing for Maggie and as well as Tommy. And Tommy said that I have found it in my house, and he just pointed out without lifting his hand towards the attic, that yes, I have found it in that, just I have found the book in that attic, because he didn't lift his head, because he was reading, he was very busy in reading the book. And here Maggie couldn't understand what made this Tommy very busy, and she asked, what are you reading about? And he said that I'm reading about school. What did he say? He said about he's reading about a school, and that by that word here Maggie was shocked. School? Are you reading about school? What is there to read about school? So that was the idea about Maggie. So hope you have understood, children. So when both of them are discussing about the book, Tommy said that here, why don't you go with the telebooks, where there were many telebooks on the computer screen. And Maggie said that yes, I do wanted to go, and because she hadn't had much aware of those many books which already Tommy had seen it. Okay, and he had found the book in his home in the attic, and he started reading the book, and the book had content about the school. Yeah, here Maggie was shocked. What? Are you reading about school? What will be there to read about school? That is the impression of Maggie about school. So see here, she was scornful. That means she was shocked. School? What is there to write about school and read about school? I hate school. These were the words said by Maggie because she hates school a lot. And let us see, why does she hate school? So she always hated school because the mechanical teacher, because they don't have a human teachers in the future. Okay, so after 150 years only mechanical teachers will be there. So the mechanical teacher of Maggie, she always gives her test after test continuously in geography, and she was very fed up with the test, and also she was doing worst and worst in each and every test. And because of her performance, Maggie's mother was fed up and she was very sorrow, and she was very absent minded, and you can say she was very sad. And she had even sent for the county inspector. So here is a new character, county inspector. What does county inspector mean here? Nothing but a technician who looks after these computers or the virtual classrooms. So here Maggie in her school, that is here the classroom itself is set in one of the rooms in the house where they are calling it as a school. So here there is no school outside the home. It's not a common building where we go now. Here the school or the classroom is set up in the home itself, where we are calling it as a virtual classroom. So in one of the rooms of the house where the computer screen and mechanical teacher, everything will be arranged, and here the mechanical teacher is giving her test by test in the geography subject, and she couldn't perform well, and her performance was becoming worse and worse day by day. By seeing that, Maggie's mother was totally upset, and she had sent for county inspector whether she wanted to know, is there anything wrong with the system or the girl itself. That is what she wanted to find. So because of all this continuous test and her poor performance in this test, maybe she hates school. Somehow she doesn't like school at all. And then she said that when Tommy was reading about a school in the book, she had given some different kind of an expression. School, what is there to read about school or write about school? Why do a person writes about a school? Hell in the world. In this way Maggie started speaking. Let us see what will happen in the. When the county inspector had entered into the house of Maggie, she started looking at him, and he was a round little man with a red face. So the man, he himself was looking some kind of a typical, he was a small man, like no, he might be short and with a round and red face, and he was carrying a whole box of tools with dials and wires. That means as he had come for some kind of a what do we call, a amendment or some changes in the virtual classroom, to repair some thing in the virtual classroom. He had bought a toolbox where the toolbox was containing some dials and as well as the wires. And the moment he entered, he just smiled at Maggie and he gave an apple to her, and then he started taking the teacher apart. Here, who is the teacher? Is a human teacher? No, he is not a human teacher, mechanical teacher. So he started taking the mechanical teacher, like the parts of it to out. And Maggie was thinking, what is the hell the man is doing here? And she's also thinking that I hope that he would definitely know how to put it together, because he's taking all the parts of the mechanical teacher separate and he's putting here and there. And she is thinking, and she's wondered, he's taking all the things away. Hope this man will be definitely knowing how to put the things right again. In this way, Maggie was thinking about this county inspector, but he knew how all the right, and after an hour or so, there it was again. So after 1 hour, so when he had done everything set right, he had kept everything in a normal position. Again, the mechanical teacher was normal and the total system was normal, and it was a large black ugly with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown. That was the irritating part to Maggie here. So let us see, now we have a human teachers where the teacher explains to the students with the different kinds of expressions and teaching aids, isn't it? But after 150 years, this Maggie is experiencing a mechanical teacher. Here mechanical teacher in the sense, it's not like no human being, it's a large black ugly big screen like on computer screen, a kind of a robotic teacher. It comes and it shows all the lessons on the screen, and even the questions were also asked by the teacher. That means there is no relationship or a kind of a bondage here between the teacher and the student. It is totally mechanical. At present, we have a bondage between the teacher and as well as students, isn't it? Hope we do have it. But where in case of mechanical teachers, such kind of a bondage will not be there, and these things definitely will affect the student, isn't it? So here the mechanical teacher, it shows the lessons on the screen and as well as the questions were asked, isn't it? And she was also feeling that wasn't so bad, but somehow she's not comfortable with that kind of a teaching. And one more irritating part is to Maggie, she hates most is she had every day one slot where she had to put all her homework and as well as the test papers. So she doesn't write, isn't it? They don't have a even papers also to write. Then how do they do homework? How do they do test papers? How do they submit? Isn't it? That's really great question. Because now when we give you some homework or when you post some worksheets, you do write it on a paper and you submit it, isn't it? But after 150 years in these mechanical classrooms, in this virtual classroom, how do they submit their homework? And how do they do test papers? Am I right? That's a really question. So let us see. So she always had to write them in a punch code on the screen itself. They have to write in a punch code and they should submit it in time. And she was made to learn that punch code when she was 6 years old, and within a minute the mechanical teacher will be calculating the marks and the result will be out. That is the case with the mechanical teacher. The moment she takes the homework or the test papers which were submitted by the students, within no time she calculates the marks and she gives the results. On the mechanical teacher gives the marks. Hope you have understood it, children. So here the county inspector had entered into the house, and he looks somewhat different, short and red faced. He had bought a toolbox and he took out the mechanical teacher. He just departed the parts and somehow he did something and again he kept it back. And here Maggie, she hates this mechanical teacher and the big screen where these lessons are been scrolling, because she herself had to do the homework and put the test papers in the punch code which she had learned and when she was 6 years old. So all these things made Maggie to hate the school. Okay. Hope you have understood this part, children. So do read the lesson once again and try to understand. If you have any doubts, please contact us. and we are ready to clarify it, and next part of the lesson will be coming in the next video. Hari Om. Thank you.